am. Hellboy. He was in that.
Beauty and the Beast in the television show Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah, you want to see my beast?
I would love to. Oh, dead ringer.
Also, Grant is here as Amy Adams in Enchanted after she got regular clothes. So, dead on, my friend.
Thank you. I worked really hard.
You guys are at You Are Not Alone, an uplifting show about depression. Yeah. Woo! Every performer you see here, welcome, friend. Every performer you see here tonight has had their lives in some way affected by depression or anxiety or
mental illness.
Yeah.
Girl.
Maybe, yeah, just, or maybe someone in their life had it. Yeah, whatever.
The blues.
Yeah.
The crummies.
The crummies. It's taken us over a year to get to the crummies. But I think it's going to stay. Essayists will read personal stories, and that will inspire hilarious improvs for you, made up on the spot. Because that's what improv is by definition.
We looked it up.
We did.
Yeah, and then we're gonna keep doing that for a while, and then we'll stop.
And then you'll go home, and we'll all just think. So let's get our first essayist up here.
Our first essayist is Alessandra Calderin.
So it took me a while to admit that I was dealing with anxiety and depression because it wasn't so bad. I've never been medicated. But I really took this year to, admit it to myself and think about, what has been happening with me. And I've kind of discovered a couple of key players. This is player number 1. This is the symbiote. That is who plays my anxiety. Just like the symbiote that comes from outer space and takes over Spider-Man and then turns Eddie Brock into a psychopathic killer obsessed with destroying Spider-Man, I became a very sad ticking time bomb obsessed with destroying myself. And the symbiote kind of gained full XP in college.
Show the picture over here.
Show the picture? Oh, sorry. So I was a senior and I was in a non-fiction writing class and was finishing up on a deadline. This was what I did. I waited till the day that something was due because I didn't trust my own ideas and I needed to be in panic mode before I would just shit something out. And it was never bad. I just didn't trust myself to do it before I was panicking. And this particular time I had my first anxiety attack. Emailed my teacher, told him I could not come to class, and then proceeded to sit in the floor of my friend's bedroom crying until they got home. And the symbiote kind of just like stays in there, rattling, buzzing, and just pushes me out until post-college, the ghost girl came around. This is the gym leader, Sabrina. She runs the psychic Pokemon. Saffron City represents. Okay. So she really manifested herself when I was almost a year into my time living in New York. I was a bartender. And one of my regulars invited me out to meet him at this club that he was a manager of. Oh, man. That tells you a lot about what kind of person he is. And so it was really fun, and I'm drinking a lot. I was really good at drinking. I was in a sorority in college. I skirted the line of brown and blackout a lot. And then I was in an alley with him, and I don't quite remember the details of what happened. I know that something was off, and I remember this moment of my head being against the concrete and just physically leaving my body until we're walking up the stairs and I kind of have a panic attack again. And I'm just freaking out, holding my head with my hands, and he asked me if I'm okay. And that was the moment I shut it down. I was like, yeah, everything's great, I'm so fine, this is so much fun. We are awesome. And so the next couple of years just kept going that way. I would just detach whenever something wasn't desirable. I wouldn't really stand up for myself. I would be quiet and just let the ghost girl take over. She's really reckless and just does whatever she wants. And the reason no one really realized that the ghost girl had taken over me was because she has a disguise. She is an insatiable chameleon, and she will be whatever you want her to be, and she will do whatever you want her to do, and then she'll be gone just immediately after that. And then it was this May when I finally told that story in a very real way. The ghost girl, the way she tells that story is, "I'm such a slut, it was so fun, ha 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 ha." But my therapist kind of pulled it out of me organically last May, and I felt better just being real for the first time in what seemed like a really long time. And that kind of all comes to a head this past June, because for about a week or two I was like manically happy, like on cloud nine, nothing could touch me, and then the ghost girl and the symbiote come pulling me back down again. So I'm in my bedroom one day that I had decided I was going to be creative and write all day. And I'm listening to Brand New. Emo punk rock, for those of you who don't know. And I'm just kind of succumbing to the ghost girl because I hadn't really let her in a while. And I was like this for 5 hours, crying, holding my pillow. And then the thoughts of self-harm and suicide started kind of trickling their way in there. And I was scared. It was really scary to feel that again after not feeling it for a while because I had been so dead inside. But eventually it passed. I called my mom and I told her that I wasn't feeling well. But I sat with these feelings and let them happen. And what I've come to realize is that the ghost girl and the symbiote, they're not my enemies. I'm not fighting them. They are me. And they just want to be acknowledged, and they just want to be loved. And if I just do that, maybe they will let me take the driver's seat again and be in charge of my own life. Thank you.
Professor Oak, I've been thinking a lot about it. I mean, I went out, I became the Pokemon World Master, and
Have a seat.
yeah, I think I need one.
Sounds like
I
it's
think
going
I'm-
to be a deep discussion.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we slavers?
Are we slavers?
Yeah, I mean, we capture these wild animals and then we force them to fight for us. Have I dedicated my life to being a bigot? Like, what am I?
I mean, I'm a professor of English. And I kind of grew up and became a professor before this whole Pokemon thing happened. So you might have to fill me in a little bit more.
Okay. Well, obviously you became the line from English professor to Pokemon professor was in that the Pokemon can only say their names, and there's so much you can communicate with your own name, so that must have been the jump for you, right?
Why, yes, it was.
But
Okay, every once in a while, we all question what we're doing, and the best thing to do is to just not do that. And to just keep...
It's our whole culture!
Exactly, so why question it? I need a Jigglypuff sometimes to give me fruit snacks.
Right.
Am I going to question the validity of that? No, because I need sugar in my diet.
But it's against their will, alright? Okay.
How do you know
Cute.
that they don't love to do what we tell them to do?
I've been looking up a lot of videos of Bernie Sanders, and he's got a lot of great ideas about equality and how, I just feel like I've dedicated my life to this, and I'm a child. What have I done? And yet I have underlings, and they do.
Fruit snacks.
Oh, thank you.
It feels so much better, doesn't it? Are you even thinking those questions anymore?
Well, you got a Jigglypuff in the corner, so yeah.
Yeah, want to pet him?
Look at those sad eyes! Jigglypuff! Jigglypuff! Answer me this, okay? First of all, it's fucked up that I'm just calling you by your race, right?
I know you've been very patient with me. You've fallen asleep again. I'm just trying to psych myself up for this. I have to get in panic mode before we have sex. can't just be turned on like that. Like it takes a buildup of anxiety and stress and questioning life to get.
I understand. I'm a patient and knowing lover.
See, it doesn't really help. I need to be like, freaked out.
I'm gonna close off all of the exits and set this room on fire.
Ooh. Okay.
To me, as a patient and knowing lover, that seems to be the most panic, terrifying thing I could think of in this moment of romantic love.
All right, let's do it. When you get back to bed, I want you to smack me across the face. Hard.
Is that because the terrifying knowledge that your life would be ending because you couldn't get out of a burning room is not enough?
It's more
To
that
turn
I
you
feel
on?
like you would save me from the fire. So if I feel like you're a threat, I'll feel more panicked about it. I'm really trying to work on a relationship here.
Knocked all that incense over. Just set that flammable carpet going on.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Let me take my shirt off.
You should put that back on.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, because it's going to light my body on
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah.
Oh! It hurts! It hurts! It hurts!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, your neck is strong!
Oh, my God! Take my panties off! Take my panties
Oh, your
off!
panties are on fire right now! Oh, Jesus! Are you turned on yet?
Getting there, getting there.
Hey, teacher, I really didn't cheat this time. I just lived somewhere in the place between cheating and slacking.
I understand.
So this time it was just slacking, you know?
Mind if I rap with you for a second?
I always love it when you rap with me.
We all go through slacking periods in our lives. Before I was your teacher, I was slacking off left and right. Didn't have ambition in my mind at all. Until I discovered what I loved. And that's telling children what to do.
I like telling people what to do also.
Great, there's a lot of jobs that you can do like that.
I want to tell lots of people what to do. I want them to do my homework for me. I don't like homework. It's dumb.
Let me tell you a little secret. I don't like giving out homework.
No, you don't?
Make me do it. Because someone tells me what to do.
Oh, man. I didn't know that.
I got someone I got to answer to. Just like you probably have someone you got to answer to at home, too.
Yeah, my mom. So dumb.
You know, it's a good way to get control over someone.
Doing drugs?
Oh, this is an anti-drug school. There's another way to do it, though.
Okay.
Find something out about them that they don't want to know, that they don't want the public to know, and then say you're going to share that.
You were always my favorite teacher. I'm so glad.
Jessica, did you clean your room?
I mean, kind of.
Jessica, I've already told you once, and I'm gonna say it a second time. If I've got to say it a third time, then ooh-wee, Missy. You're gonna lose TV privileges. Clean your room. That's the end of that thought.
You know what, Mom? One day I'm gonna be telling you what to do.
Shh, no.
No?
Snow.
That's not a real word.
No, I was gonna say shut up, but I was like, wait till she gets to 2. If she violates 2.
Well, maybe I'll clean my room if you buy me some cocaine so I can do my homework.
No. No.
Snow?
Hell
Snow?
Hell no. Clean your room.
Why don't you clean my room?
Snow. Hell snow.
Yeah, so I gave you that cocaine, so give me my money.
Well, talk to my mom about it because she's going to do all my work for me. So I will take the cocaine and then you can ask my mom for the money because that's how my teacher told me that it works, right?
All I know is I should stop giving the drugs before taking the money. So, as you know, we've been dating for a while. I have something to tell you.
Okay, tell me.
I have multiple personalities.
What?
Yeah. You might
That
have-
explains so many things.
Yeah, exactly. Like that time when I was like, "Who are you?"
Yeah, unlike that time when you came in, you were like, I am king of all people on earth. Call me Jesus.
One of my personalities is Jesus.
That's so weird. I just thought you were being silly.
Did I change water into wine?
You tried.
That's that one personality that no one will ever tell me about because when I ask people about it, I get really embarrassed because...
Well, yeah, because you're kind of a douche.
Yeah, and I was saying I was God.
Yeah, that was really douchey.
And I don't want to, ask people, I just want to be confident. I just want to be like, I'm confident. So, damn, I really thought maybe I could do that trick.
I don't... Yeah, well, you can't, but... Oh, man, this is, blowing my mind. So, like all those times we were role-playing in bed, was
Yeah.
that...
I was somebody else.
Damn,
One
I
of
thought
my
you were just...
personalities is a cat.
That explains so many things. That one time I caught you drinking milk off the floor, and that time I caught you pooping in a box.
Well, I like to do that anyways.
Whoa.
Also, one of my personalities thinks they're a Spider-Man.
No, that's just weird. All right, because
Yeah,
I was wondering what that was. You're always doing that and then jumping out of windows. And I'm like, honey, you can't jump out of windows because you'll die.
yeah, plus I got a lot of back problems because of that.
Man, so many things to think about right now.
I know. So do you think you'll marry me and take care of me?
I'm telling you, there's a ghost in the house. It's not an old house. There's gotta be something making those noises.
I bet you any money it's probably just creaky pipes and shoddy construction of the 1920s.
Tell me you don't hear that.
I do hear that.
It's a vent.
The vent sounds like it's choking or like a dying cat. Listen, guys, I was sleeping last night and I saw something hovering above me.
And that's my imaginary friend.
What?
Yeah, his name is Broseph.
Despite him sounding really cool, that's not okay. What do you mean? Do you see this guy all the time?
Yeah, he comes out at night and he likes to hover. And then I tell him to go to your room.
See, that's a ghost. That's what I was. Do you hear this?
Yeah, I heard
it's a ghost.
Broseph, the imaginary friend. Definitely not a ghost.
Is that Broseph?
That's Broseph!
Okay, we gotta move. I can't do
We
this.
can't move,
We
Mom!
gotta move. Broseph is here. We gotta get the coffee cake out.
Is he like a real person or like an apparition?
He has a head of a person.
Yep.
But then he has wings like a dragon.
Strong
Or an
upper
angel?
body.
Yeah,
Very muscular.
Dad has seen him.
You're describing the bro.
Yeah, Broseph.
He has like the genie from Aladdin with the sack
keep on describing. I can't stay here. Honey, I can't stay here. I can't live with the ghost.
Baby, let's just
You
have
know
a
I'm off my
protein shake
meds.
with Broseph and everything will be cool.
He always tells me to do that, but I'm too little and you don't let me.
I know. We gotta keep you safe, baby. Broseph, I got some isolated whey protein. What you requested.
Why is everybody okay with this?
Why are you not okay with it, Mom? He's my best friend.
Listen, I've been walking a fine line
Baby.
since I lost my job,
Oh, baby.
and this just might put me over the edge, and I'm just saying, okay, I don't want to be touched. I want to be taken out of this house.
Family hug.
Oh, somebody's touching my butt.
Broseph! No, you can't have a piece of that,
That's
Broseph.
how
You
he
know
touches
that.
you.
Does he touch you?
Yeah, he touches my butt all the time. Everyone touches butts.
It's a butt-touching society now.
I'll give you that much.
If
But
you're a ghost, then touch my butt.
what are they teaching you at school?
There you go, Broseph. Down that shake, man. Super gains.
You know what? I'm calling Ghostbusters.
Ernie, don't
No,
call the
don't call
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters!
It's in the song. Who are you gonna call?
How did you get their phone number, Mom?
It's on the bottom of the screen in their commercials.
Sorry, Broseph.
Dad, you're not gonna let her take Roseph, are you?
I prefer a happy home over a joyful home.
Hello, Ghostbusters.
I was just about to hang up on you.
Oh, that'd be rude.
Okay, we have a ghost. We have a ghost. We need your help. He's a bro ghost.
Oh, wait, Broseph?
You know him?
Oh, yeah, he gets a pass. Broseph's the shit. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Trammell.
It's never easy to cut a toxic person out of your life. In most cases, there isn't a clear-cut villain. Sometimes there's just stuff you have to do in the moment. You hope it's the right choice. Maybe it's messier than doing nothing, but you have to hope on some level it's better in the long run. After my parents' divorce, my mother struggled as a single parent for many, many years. She sacrificed time and time again to keep my brother and I above the poverty line. She was my model for selflessness growing up, setting up a standard that I still find unattainable. She always put us first, no matter how ungrateful we might be at times. Of course, she wasn't perfect. As I got older, I came to see that she was never satisfied. Never satisfied. If I picked up my toys, she'd ask if I also made my bed. If I took the initiative to wash the dishes on my own, she'd ask me if I dried them. And usually it was well-meaning in its way, like telling me to keep reading or do extra work when I told her I'd finished my homework, trying to get me ahead of schedule. Or there was that time when I'd won multiple awards at my high school's one-act play competition, and another parent asked her if she thought I'd pursue acting, and she replied with, well, maybe community theater. She did her best to keep my expectations low, better than getting my hopes up only to have them dashed later. If you don't dream, you can't have nightmares, right? We never saw eye to eye for the most part, but things really came to a head when I got to save the date for my brother's wedding. I brought it up casually while we were on the way to a baseball game, but almost before the words had finished coming out of my mouth, my mother was on the defensive. I've already talked to your brother, and I'm not going to the wedding. Don't try to convince me. This was obviously something she'd been storing up, something she'd prepared for. We'd already been through the whole coming out ordeal, where I had asked my mom if her religious orthodoxy was more important to her than her own son. So what was her fresh objection now? I mean, I was trying to put in some good son time with her that day. We've been chatting pleasantly enough during the entire ride, mostly avoiding the political and religious topics where we clashed most frequently, proxy wars for the fundamental incompatibilities of our inner philosophies. But this one crucial moment cast a pall over the rest of the day, particularly due to her injunction against further discussion of the matter. In the interest in making it through 9 innings and the drive home, I limited our debate and largely tried to keep it cordial. And then I struggled over the course of many, many months to find the words I thought would reach my mother as a mom, as the woman who had raised, nurtured, and loved me, as my mommy. The first email was in my drafts folder for more than 5 months. All I knew was that I felt this profound sense of loss, and I couldn't for the life of me place it. Finally, with less than a month until the wedding, I sent the best I could manage. Here's just a piece. The reason I haven't spoken to you in a while is because I'm upset. Like, really gut-wrenchingly upset. On the verge of tears a lot of the time. I think you know me well enough to know I don't cry much at all. Frankly, I haven't been this upset since I lost my father. Even after I typed that, I still struggled with the realization that I had lost the woman who was my mother. I'd lost the mommy who raised me. So I went on to tell her that explicitly, and watched as it sailed by completely unheeded, unfelt. For all my father's faults, which were many, and we did in fact spend some time estranged, we were always able to strike some balance. There was always some give and take. But with my mother, there was none of that. She had decided to dig in her heels and stick to her convictions, and she would not be moved. And in doing so, she closed the door. I couched my ultimatum to her in terms of attending my brother's wedding, putting him ahead of her beliefs, but I think there really was just the realization there would be no moving forward. At a certain point, it becomes a one-way street. And when you're not getting anything in return emotionally, in terms of support, or being met even less than halfway, you may at some point decide it is not your job to fix this other person. And this person didn't really feel like my mother anymore, if that makes any sense. Here was this stranger, and there wasn't really any other way to relate to her. And though the wedding issue was basically the fever breaking, there were still lingering symptoms. But things started to get better for me, personally, and especially mentally. Like that fever breaking, there were still the lingering symptoms, but it was like a cloud had lifted. No longer fighting my mom's bullshit constantly, never mind the straight-out negativity that she lived with, was like suddenly breathing fresh air. I also had a therapist who helped me learn to identify which of my thoughts were essentially her voice internalized. And so I started to feel lighter. As a coda, I received a letter from her a couple of months ago. I read the entire thing, trying to fight the seed of hope inside me, but I really wanted to see something redeeming in there. I got to the end, and with the newfound clarity that the distance had brought me, I realized right away that the entire message was about her and how she felt. But at no point anywhere had she mentioned anything about changing or realizing anything, or what she would do or had not done. It was just empty words, and nothing had changed. And that's terrible, but it's also fine. It's no longer my burden to bear. I've mourned that woman, and I've moved on.
Now that we're having dinner with your parents, I figured we could all talk about religion and my sister. I'm a Satanist.
Can I sit?
No.
You can sit, but I don't know where.
So you're a Satanist.
Yeah,
And
I worship Satan.
how does one become a Satanist?
It's really easy. You get baptized in blood, and then
I'm going to stop you there.
yeah.
Whose blood? And from what?
Oh, just any old blood.
No, not
She
just...
took mine. She took mine, okay?
Okay, that's why you
I
don't
don't get to sit. Nobody cares about Eve.
That's right. When you give your blood away willy-nilly, no one cares.
I'm a Christian, by the way.
Yeah, but you empowered a Satanist. A Satanist already knows what they're doing, but...
That almost makes you a Satanist by proxy.
Yeah,
I
but
was
without even
giving.
fully committing to it, so...
I was just being a giving, loving Christian.
We can say Satanist grace if you would like.
I don't think we would like to do that in our house.
Not, but...
It's very similar to
But-
the Christian grace.
It is.
It's so similar to the Christian grace.
Lord help me, I'm trying. So...
It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like Satan help me. Bless this food.
Oh, you got it.
Bless
You want to
us.
say it? Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Did you
yeah.
just bleed on...
Yeah, that's part of Satan's grace. I'm only trying to be supportive.
Well, keep that away from my turkey.
So we'll all just take hands.
Yeah.
We look down. Okay. And if you don't want to take hands, it's not a problem. Just know that the connection is still there.
It's not there.
Okay.
I'm blocking you with my Jesus.
I don't
Right.
think your parents are gonna want me in the family.
Well,
How intuitive.
She's right. She's very right. Did your Satanist powers give you that psychic ability?
No, I was smart before I became a Satanist. Smart people do it too.
Nobody hold my hand.
Shut up, Eve.
we'll just go ahead with Satanist's grace. Dear Satan, blessed is thy bounty through you, not the Lord Jesus Christ, but you,
Curse Jesus.
if you want. Because
Whatever.
it's it's like a whatever sort of thing.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we hope that there's more where this came from tomorrow, because we'll worry about tomorrow today.
We're worried about tomorrow.
We'll
too.
worry about tomorrow. Yeah, well, that's right. Sorry. We'll worry about tomorrow. Worry about today. The past is the past.
Lindsay, we worry about Eve.
Who
Blessed thee,
who
thy
wrote
glory.
this prayer? Who wrote this prayer?
Anton LaVey. Anton LaVey.
Okay.
Anton LaVey. Anton LaVey wrote this prayer. Okay?
He was really a nice guy. I feel like you should just give this a chance.
I feel like LaVey backwards is evil.
LaVey backwards
At least
is,
phonetically.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
You know, I never thought about that.
Thank you.
I know.
Alright.
Right.
So beef.
That's my boy up there. Thinks he could be an actor. Up there on that mountain?
Yeah. I told him he wants to be an actor, he's got to get really into it. He's doing a play about Everest, and I was like, Timmy, if you want to be in that play, you got to go up on that mountain by yourself.
I mean, as far as I can tell, he's doing a great job. He's just a little speck up there.
Oh, this is the highest mountain in town.
Step by step.
Enunciate! I can't hear you, Timothy!
Whoa, keep your voice down. There's a lot of avalanches in this part.
How will he be able to deal with an avalanche in Act 3 if he hasn't experienced it in real life?
I don't think that's part of acting. I don't think they use real avalanches. I'm out of go gels.
What was that?
I'm out of go gels.
Yeah, because you didn't ration them! You should have rationed them like James Franco did in that movie I took you to see!
Look, man. I've been meaning to talk to you about this. I know you love your son, but I think you're riding him a little hard. You know, I mean, my son. He's not the greatest kid in the world.
Yeah, not the smartest kid in the class, I know.
No, he's not the most handsome or the strongest, or really, there's nothing redeeming about him at all.
A real loser. Yeah.
But
The last will and testament of Tom Hanks Jr.
look, your boy Tom Jr. He's a great kid.
Masters to my rap CDs.
He's a great kid. But he's never going to become nothing if you work him to death, if you push him too hard, if you don't show him some love, you know?
I didn't get any love when I was on the set of Castaway, alright? They put me on an island by myself and said, go! And that was it!
That cannot be true. There had to be a camera crew or
I-
director.
I was by myself out there. Don't tell me what I experienced.
Wow, that movie has a lot more validity than I thought it did.
Did you know in the terminal, they just threw me in a terminal and just said, go out there!
Well, that's not quite the same thing, Tom.
It was
That's not quite the same thing.
Just
That's
as
an
hard.
airport. You got a Starbucks. That is totally different.
I just wanted to be as good as Colin. That's all I want.
Tom, you're never going to be a good Colin.
No, I want my son to be as good as Colin. I'm way better than Colin.
Do any of you guys know how to send an email? I've had this in my drafts for forever, and I just like
No.
I don't know how to get it out there.
We don't do
that.
computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
email.
All right, I'm glad we're on the same page because like it seems like everyone else in this office has been sending them, and mine have just been in the drafts.
Oh no.
No.
This office was started by me and Christina
Yeah.
based on inter-office mail. And we need that mail boy or we do not get nothing done.
Okay.
Because computers eat our words and then spit them out to the government.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so when I press send, it just goes
Don't.
into the drafts. Well, every time
yeah.
I do it, it goes into the drafts again.
I don't know
And
what
so you-
those
oh.
words mean. Okay?
I don't even know who gave you a computer, but you're walking a line here, lady.
I brought my
pens, envelopes.
I mean, once you get promoted, you can wear your opinion on your shirt.
Yeah.
Like, I like cheese. People need to know that, but
Okay.
not on the computer.
I'm gonna also say I do not like cheese.
I
So if you wear a shirt that says I like cheese, I'm gonna tell you I don't like cheese.
Mail boys.
Mail boys! Mail boys! I got your Facebook messages right here, and your G chat, and a good old aim for the old folks out
Can
here.
you send a Twitter for me? No, you know what? Just make me like whatever she posted.
Sure. Can I just have that paperback?
Oh, here are my posts.
Okay. And there you go. And good day to you.
Big chunk of spam right there.
Lunchtime.
I've got your Facebook messages. I can just throw them away again if you want.
Is there any,
And your MySpaces. There's a
were
lot of
there
those.
any of those faces on them this time with the yellow on the
The yellow.
She's
Oh.
new here.
Oh, I think I've seen that on TV.
the yellow the circle
The yellow
the
faces.
emojis.
Why are
Oh,
they
you
yellow?
want text messages?
Oh.
There you go, young lady.
I would like to update also my profile picture, so just look at me hard.
Hey, Iron Man.
Yes.
I got a confession. I have multiple personality disorder. There's some days where I'm fighting, and it's not even Spider-Man fighting. I'm like a girl fighting the Green Goblin.
Yeah, so you're Spider-Gwen. So you alternate between Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen.
Well, yeah, her name is Gwen. Yeah. Oh, man. 616 universe, right?
Yeah, man.
Same. But I do also have another personality that is just a girl. So
Just what kind of girl?
she's kind of carefree, kind of really giving myself pockets. She's kind of really into like watercolors and
Watercolors, huh?
Tony, no. I'm Peter right now.
You might become. What's her name? Not the Gwen one, the other one that likes watercolors.
Jenny.
Jenny! I like that.
I should have talked to Captain America about this. This is not going how I wanted it to.
Well, that's what you get when you call me. Pepper's on a break right now. I'm free!
And nope. Let's keep that sealed.
It's like a condom. Ready to party!
I don't know why I talked to you.
So I know I'm proud of you for winning the Nobel Prize. It's not like you cured cancer or anything.
Oh, Dad, that really cut to my core of my insecurity.
Well, I'm just saying. Would you like
Yeah.
some bacon? I'll make
Yeah.
bacon.
But you know, I mean,
Here's some bacon.
just throwing the fat all over. It was like bacon grease.
It'll make you
Little
strong.
chips and
It'll
stuff.
make you strong and healthy.
Yeah, Dad, I just came over here to get my comic books out of my room and, clean it up.
All right. I get it. You don't want to talk to your old man.
I don't.
Your old man's not cool anymore.
You were never cool, Dad.
I was so cool.
Tell me when were you cool? When was anybody in this family cool?
It was 1979.
Bounce, jump, bounce, jump,
Oh yeah.
Cool bell bottoms, mister.
See? I was cool once.
Dad, you just walked up and down Main Street. That's what we did. Back and forth on the same block. And the same shopkeepers would come out.
Every day, same block, same pants.
They'd yell at you, and you'd have your boombox playing that same riff, disco riff.
That's what was cool back in the day. Now I guess cool is winning Nobel Prizes and not curing cancer.
Dad, I'm sorry you're going to die in 2 weeks, okay? Alright? You don't know how terrible that makes me feel that I made that decision.
2 to 4 weeks. We do not know. The chemo could kick in any minute now.
Why is the chemo kicking in variable?
I'm not a doctor!
Why is this a variable? Are you...
So, this is your chemo, and we haven't really tested this before, so we don't know if it's gonna work.
All right, I'll try anything. I got cancer.
All right, kick on the machine. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Damn.
Oh, swoon! Hey, cool bell bottoms!
Erin Nebel.
You are so sweet. You are so sweet. You are always smiling and just so sweet. I get it a lot. Nice, happy, smiley, bubbly, and of course my favorite, sweet. I can't help it. It's just in my blood. I try to live as a kind and good person, but I've never really identified myself as exceptionally sweet or nice. You see, I never had this reaction before I moved to New York. You are just the sweetest. In the Midwest, I'm just normal, average. But I get it here all the time, at work, at improv, even from cab drivers and the baristas at Starbucks. And that's when I realized I'm Midwest sweet, the friendly, always smiling, polite to a fault stereotype. But here's the thing about Midwest sweet. You'll never know when I'm angry, you'll never know when I'm struggling, or even if I don't like you. You are just so sweet. I can't help it, but I smile a lot. I even smile sometimes when I'm angry. You can imagine how confusing this is to the men I date. But sometimes, you are so sweet. Well, it comes off as if I'm this happy-go-lucky Pollyanna, this vapid, blonde bimbo, silly, naive, blissfully ignorant, knows nothing of the world, sweet Midwest girl. You are always smiling. You know what's making me smile right now? The thought of getting hit by a cab on my way home. The thought of crawling under my 3 comforters, feeling the pacifying weight on my body after an irresponsibly long shower with water so hot I leave the steam-filled bathroom the color they dye salmon in the grocery store to make it more appealing for you to buy. Taking more Benadryl than I care to admit because I thought it was a great idea to let my Xanax prescription long ago expire because I was worried about turning into my father. A worthless throw pillow that moved from bed to couch, an alcoholic addicted to pain pills, opiates, and benzoids, worried I was already like him, addicted to not feeling. I am withering from my pendulum swing between permeating numbness and a cacophony of all the feelings felt to their deafening and blinding extremes. I am drained, depleted, debilitated, disintegrating, craving a synthetic anesthetic, feeling nostalgic about the time I possessed an entire Tupperware brimming with Valium, and hating myself for also getting rid of that in a moment of clarity. You are so bubbly. How could I not be? I get to have hilarious conversations with my bipolar mother. Like when she decided to stop taking her meds. Yeah, she didn't need them. In fact, the doctor and my father were most likely in cahoots to poison her. But not to worry, no. She put on every piece of jewelry she owned to ward off the evil, even if my dad had made a deal with the devil for her soul. Watch the happiness just bubble out of me when I come to find out my dad was arrested and spent the night drying out in jail. Ecstatically happy because the alternative, which I spent an entire night cold under the covers staring face to face with, was that he was actually lying somewhere in a field dead. Because the good night story he had called to give me was the Starsky and Hutch riotous thriller of him taking the dog on a midnight joyride to McDonald's. A story he told me in a language I could not decipher. It was a language of whiskey, weed, and Xanax. You are just so sweet and so smiley. I am 1,000 miles from the most important people to me in my life who need me, and I am helpless. I selfishly resent my brother for being isolated from almost all of it, selfishly and repulsively hating him for being deaf, hating him for not having to deal with the barrage of calls at work that say she don't want to live and he can't deal with it, for being unable to hear the desperation and pleading in their voices, hating him for not being able to answer his phone so I could hear comfort and reassurance in my big brother's voice, hating him for not having to hear the pain and loneliness in mine. You are just the sweetest. So sweet that actually last night, from Manhattan, in my apartment, I remotely committed my mother. I can't help but smile and laugh at how unbelievably funny it is to me that when I started writing this, over a month ago, my family was in the best place we'd been in years. My mother was herself, my father was celebrating 2 years of sobriety, and just last night before I was standing on the stage, I finally had to do it. This smile, well, it says I am racked with guilt. Guilt about committing her, but even more guilt that I wasn't even there. Aren't I just the sweetest?
Just the standard dye job, please.
All right. Let's get you in here.
Thank you. If you could bring the chair to me, thank you.
All right.
I've been watching a lot of Drag Race. How big can you make my hair?
I mean, darling, I can make it as big as you want.
That's why I came to you.
So, proportional to your body or just the same size?
Well, I feel like if it's the same size as my body, it'll slow me down when I'm swimming.
That's very fair.
So maybe, what do you know about faux hawks?
Oh, I know everything there is to know about a faux hawk.
Cool.
But it can't be as tall because it's thinner. Unless you want me to just make it out of plastic.
You know what? You're the artist. I trust you. But definitely pink. Pink's the good color.
Okay, all right, let's get started. All right, while I mix this up over here, tell me, how have you been?
I've been good. Spawning season was last month.
Oh, that's so good. So you've been up and at 'em since the
the
heroin overdose?
story takes a turn, Janet. I've been having my eye on Carol.
Ooh.
And despite all my letters, she just went and had like 5,000 babies with Roy. And like, no, I mean, everyone could see it happen and I was just lying to myself about it. So, I mean.
What a bitch.
You are the sweetest. Swear to God, though. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a bear's mouth just waiting for the jaws to clench. You know?
Remember there when you're here with me.
Aww. You should wash your hands when you're done with that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, not right now. I mean, I'm just, heads up, you know. No, I'm going on. I always do. How are you?
Well, the kids are off in college.
Nice.
So I'm an empty nester now, which means mommy gets to have fun.
Ooh. Wine Thursdays.
Wine Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That's too much wine.
God, it's been a great day.
Oh my God, you are so happy all of the time.
I'm
aren't
not
you?
happy at all. I'm actually really sad right now. I have terrible news to give you.
Oh my God, I'm so confused.
So according to this, your blood is gonna start churning and it's gonna start boiling, and over the next couple days, you're going to actually burn from the inside out. What?
Oh my God. Is that because of my heartburn problem?
That's exactly it. Heartburn, and it was blood boil. Crazy, huh? I'm really sad for you.
But like, you can't give me like a Prilosec or something?
I can give you a Prilosec, but you'll be dead within 48 hours.
Oh my God.
I am heartbroken by this.
You are. I don't understand. Is this April?
No, I'm from the Midwest. I'm sorry. It just gets lost in translation sometimes. But you're definitely dying. Here, have a lollipop.
Are we late? Are we late to deliver the news? Just two mail boys here.
Maybe you want to see it in paper.
Come in.
Hold on one second. Got you an emoticon.
It's a sad. Oh, it's
That
also
one's for
a
you.
smiley face.
You keep ordering the same one.
Hey,
You can have
boys.
this one.
Oh.
Hey, lady.
She's gonna die.
I'm dying. You got any good news for me?
Yes.
I have an old Facebook message from your ex-boyfriend.
Okay. Boy, you guys are everywhere, aren't you?
You can't get rid of us.
Not here in the Midwest.
Aha!
My ex-boyfriend wants to get back together with me.
You have 48 hours.
Yeah, maybe I could get some fucking in.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is something that my opponent is not saying, and it is he is in cahoots with the Team Rocket. It is time that you speak out about your allegations of working with such a crass, and they are slavers, good sir, and you should not be in cahoots with them.
You humans of America, we use the word slavers like it's candy, and it's the wrong word. Pokemon are here to help us, not to hurt us.
Yes, but how?
No, that's right.
Sorry, do you have a talking cat with you?
That's a Pikachu.
I was informed that there would be no Pikachus in this meeting at all.
Well, you were informed wrong, sir.
Prepare for trouble.
I knew it!
There will be double.
These are children, trained to train Pokemon.
Well, there are licenses to train them.
Ha!
Paperwork is right here.
It's a gun. I don't know what's going on.
Man, this debate is getting really
I feel like we learned a lot tonight.
About Pokemon specifically.
We have been
Sean Ferrugia.
Alessandra Calderin.
Katie Bornhorst.
Candace Opperman.
Casey Schneider.
Kevin Tully.
Nat Trammell.
Erin Nebel.
Grant Goldberg.
And Erin Gold. What a fun show.
Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. We have been You Are Not Alone. We're always looking for more people to improvise or do essays in our show. So if you ever want to do that, come up to either Grant or myself. If you feel like you qualify, we 100% agree. We would never tell someone you're not depressed enough or whatever. So we want to thank Rick on tech and Pat on house. We're all going to be going to Walter's, which is a bar right on 8th, if you want to come and talk and have feelings, because that tends to be the post-show ritual.
I don't know. I usually leave the feelings on stage.
I don't.
For you.
Yeah, come join us, and before you go home and think, we would like to invite everybody up on stage for a big old group hug.
If you want.
If you want, come on up for a
That's what
group
an
hug.
invitation is. It's not a
Yeah.
requirement.
The rest of you, thank you and good night.
Yay!